Hello. So I'm going to show you a couple of exercises from the SSH Trigger Point Pilates program, focused on some pelvic floor exercises that we can do at home. So I've spoken before a little bit about this pelvic region around our bodies here. We've got transverse muscles around here, and we've got muscles around here, from about where the top of my trousers is, my belly button, down towards the groin area. And one of the things that we try and do in a shush session is to help you to connect with that area so that you know what you're supposed to be working. And this can take some time. First time you do these exercises, you might think that you can't feel anything going on at all, or you're not quite sure if it's the right thing. But in time, with the right breathing techniques and everything, and continuously doing it, you'll find that eventually you'll be able to get in touch with this area of your body and be able to tell whether it's working for you or not. So we're going to do a couple of exercises. First of all, we're going to be using 4 of our lovely prickle balls, which are going to go underneath us, as always, in that bridge position. So we're going to have 2 prickle balls a bit higher, just above the bum area here. And the second 2 are going to go below the bum at the top of the legs there. So bring yourselves to your mat. So we have our legs up as normal. And of course, it might take a little bit of maneuvering to get them in the right place. Down onto your elbows, shoulders down, and then lift the bum. And then put the first 2, I sort of say that it's right on the bottom of the bum there. And the next 2 are going to go a little bit higher up, so they're on that waistline. So what we're trying to do is create a kind of tabletop situation where our 4 prickle balls are 4 legs of our tables supporting our pelvic area. So we've got 2 around about the waistband, so just underneath there, and we've got 2 I suppose just underneath the hip bones there. So all I want you to do first of all is just give yourselves a moment to settle into this position. Make sure the shoulders are tucked under, the hands are facing up towards the ceiling so that our shoulders are open. The feet are planted nicely on the floor. Our feet should be hip width apart. Toes are spread out nicely. And just take a couple of breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And let the body settle. Just be aware of what's happening in the ribs. We don't want to be doing is lifting the ribs up. We want that to be sinking down into the prickle balls at the bottom that we've got at the top here. We can be pushing down a little bit into the feet. There's getting a little bit of lift, which is moving that pelvis back a little bit. Remember those lights I talked about on the hips here? We really want to be settling down. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to breathe in. As we breathe in, we're pushing the belly button down towards the back of the spine. We're pushing down into those prickle balls, making sure our chest is down as we breathe out. We're going to lift the right leg, drawing the knee towards the chest and having the foot so we can just about see it. We're going to take a breath in, and on our next breath in, we're going to lift up the other leg so they're next to each other. Again, just take a moment to settle in this position, and then we're going to extend the legs up. And my feet are just disappearing off screen there. And while we're here, we're just gently going to rock from side to side, those legs going backwards and forwards. You should feel, you put your fingers just at the top of the hips here, you should feel those muscles working underneath. If you can't, don't worry, it will come. Just gentle side to side, it's not much, but we're not stretching the legs, so don't worry if there's a little bit of bend in there. We're not trying to get straight legs, we're trying to get this perfect balance going on this platform we've created here. So as we breathe in, filling up the body with air, as we breathe out, what we're doing is drawing all of this area up and pushing it down into the balls. Let's say as you put your fingertips in that groin area, particularly as you breathe out, you should feel this compressing down towards the balls, but also lifting up. And try and do some little circles here as well. Just notice how that feels. Just do that sort of 3 or 4 times. Just give yourself a little bit of time, breathing in, breathing out, trying to connect here, drawing everything down into the balls. And on the next out breath, take one foot down, and we take the other foot down, and settle down onto the balls again. And you probably feel the pelvis tilting back that way as you bring the legs down to try and draw it back towards you. And you see how that lift comes out of the hips there. So we want to have that lengthening going on in the hips here. We're drawing down into the balls, but also connecting here. And remove the balls. 1, 2, 3, 4, and come down onto the mat. Okay, so the next exercise we're going to do is going to be something to help us connect a bit more with the pelvic floor. We're just going to take the squishy ball here, your bender ball, and we're going to bring it in front of us, and we're going to sit on the ball. So it's right in the crotch area there. You can sit with your legs slightly apart. You don't have them long in front of you, but I think it works best if you're like this because you're having to balance. So my toes are kind of gripping onto the floor, and I'm sitting. At the moment, I'm kind of a bit rounded, which isn't going to help. So what I want to be doing is pushing forward on that ball a little bit. So I'm almost widening the straddle here, opening up the legs a little bit to come forward. So I'm sitting upright. And the exercise we're going to do, we're going to be sitting here just for a little bit, breathing in, trying to tune into this contact that we've got with the ball between the legs here. But also what I want you to think about is as we breathe out, is pushing, that we're pushing with the bum into that ball, like we're trying to squeeze the ball between our legs. You can try it with your legs crossed like this as well, if you find it difficult to balance here. So I breathe in, and as I breathe out, I'm squeezing. And you see, I just lifted a little bit amount there. So breathing in, connecting here, breathing out, drawing everything in and up. And the ribs are coming down. So I'm not raising my shoulders up. It's this bit. I'll just have one more look at that. So breathing in, breathing out. And you can see how I lift and release. And breathe in, breathing out. Drawing that in and down. And just cross the legs a little bit, lean a little bit forward. Let's just do a little bit of gentle rocking in that area there. Noticing how that feels, keeping the shoulders back. You can support your hands behind you, just rocking a little bit backwards and forwards. And you should feel this area here is tilting backwards and forwards as you roll on the ball, and that's really helping us to connect with our pelvic floor. Move that now and sit flat on the floor. It feels a bit hard, but this all feels like it's had a little bit of a workout there. It's had a little bit of contact, and of course we can then finish finally with our I love you belly rubs, a bit of a belly massage again. Trying to encourage a bit of massage in that whole pelvic area to help us really connect with those. You're going to take your belly ball, so for our eye, putting one hand on top of the other, and we're pushing down one side mainly of the whole front there, all the way down into the groin and back up again as we breathe out. Come down. And then we go for our L. You can do this lying down, you can do it walking, you can do it sitting. Come down, and then we come across. I'm sitting up so that you can see it. That's our L. So we go down and across on the out breath. So we breathe in, we breathe out, we push down, and we go across. Lovely. And then the V, which comes all the way from the groin, and it comes up one side, and we go back down the groin, and we come to the other side. And finally our E. So we breathe in and we come across, and then we come down and we come across the middle, come back, come down and around. Oh, I forgot the O. So the O, of course, is all the way around here. So I'm just going to show you that from a lying down perspective here. You can chuck in some balls underneath as well if you want to for ultimate contact there. I'm going to just put those under my thumb there a little bit. And then, so we go 5, come down, up and down, gently massaging that. I can really feel that in my bladder. Might need to go down one way. And then we've got our L, so the legs can, just be quite relaxed, a little bit wider than normal maybe. Pushing down and across. Breathe in, breathe out, and we go down and across to the opposite side. L. And then we do our O, circles. Feel like much, but we're just giving those organs in there, our bladder and our stomachs and our digestive system, a little bit of a massage. Let's go the other way. So don't forget to breathe, and don't forget to keep an eye on what's going on with the rest of your body, so making sure that your chin is still tucked and that your chest is down. We don't want to be lifting up here and causing strain on the lower back when we're doing this work. And our B, so we come from the top over on one side, down to the groin area, back up to the other side, underneath the other rib, down, back up again. And then finally our E's, so we go across, just underneath the ribs. We go down a little bit across the middle where our belly button is, just give that a nice rub. And then right down to the pubic mound, backwards and forwards there. Pop that out, lift your balls out, tuck your chin, and come up. And those are our couple of pelvic floor exercises there to help balance us in that region, but also help us to get a bit of contact with there so we can feel it when we're doing our exercises, so we know how it feels. Thank you.